undertakes an unexpected voyage of self-discovery that challenges her in some unique and interesting ways. And my idea when I wrote it was to write about a woman who begins to get in touch with her powers and then to see what happened. And then what I found was the book quickly took on a life of its own. Martha lives in Oregon, and she's in her 50s. She's never had a very big life. And suddenly she finds herself doing some very unusual things. And I was surprised by a lot of the things that happened. But I've now written 2 books, and I've discovered that that's what happens when you write. The characters take over and tell the story themselves. So one of the first things Martha did was to step through a portal and find herself in a rainforest in Central America. And she found a woman who was waiting for her, and Martha ended up learning how to fly. And she's very excited about knowing how to do that, so she tries to teach a friend, and things quickly get out of hand. And so she finally ends up going to an ancient wisdom school to learn how to use her powers. So she learns things like how to use her intuition, how to manifest things, how to use a portal to travel wherever she wants to go. So it's basically an entertaining story with a lot of practical information in it and a lot of wisdom that just came through when I was writing it. The mystery school is in Cuernavaca, Mexico, in an old bishop's palace, and there are 3 teachers there. The first class is really about learning to manifest things, and they work on manifesting chocolate. And then they also learn really about how to use their intuition, and they learn to call back the power that they've given away without realizing it, and they learn to begin to work from their power centers to create the kind of lives they want to have. Martha, the story revolves around her, and there are a couple other women, Sheila and Angela, and some other smaller characters. And basically, they're all trying to learn how to do things, and so there are some mishaps. There's a character named Roger who doesn't quite seem to get it right. And he has some challenges when he uses the portal. He ends up in the middle of a televised baseball game and has to run off the field. So there are the other characters are the teachers, and then there's a cat named Choco. The cat is able to talk, but the people have to be able to hear him. So they actually have to learn how to hear the cat talk. And he's a really interesting character. He ends up also being one of the teachers. Quetzalcoatl is a Mesoamerican deity. And there's the legend about Quetzalcoatl is that when he returns, it will be to dream a new earth into being. And he began to show up in my life in various ways. And when I started writing this book, he made an appearance. It's mainly in this book, it's mainly just his voice that he is coming back, and he has a plan to create this new world. And so the people in the book are a part of that. That story then continues in the second book I wrote, which is called Quetzalcoatl Dreams. In the story, the characters have to go past their own fears and to discover what they're capable of. And so they're all challenged in that, in sort of letting go of their ideas of what they can do and going past their safety, their comfort zones. Part of that is just using the portal to travel wherever they want to go, and also just they all become a part of bringing in this new world, and so they have to go into this sort of into the unknown a little bit to find out what's there. And we're all in the process of doing that now. We are creating a new Earth, and we're not sure exactly what we have to do, but we're basically showing up and just seeing what's required. One of the classes I teach is getting in touch with your intuition. And what I find is most people do not trust that guidance, or they listen to it, but they decide to ignore it. And so that's one thing. It's just how to pay attention to that and how to follow it. And another thing is the whole idea of calling back the power that we've given away. And I had one woman who read the book and told me that just that part of it changed her life as she began to stop giving away her power and start to use it for herself.